Camp Joy owes its origins to the Great Flood of Cincinnati. The displacement and loss caused by the flood's destruction inspired Joy's founder, Lawrence Cap Hall, to create a safe haven and place of hope for those impacted in the West End.
Unmindful of its banks, unheeding man-made obstacles, the swollen river throws its might against man and his work.
The people were, they looked wretched. They were so disheartened, you're wiped out of everything. And I know Cap's heart went out to him. I know that was devastating, if one little kid got hurt. So I think that manufactured the thoughts in his mind that, God, these kids have got nothing, I've got to do something to make them smile.
Cap Hall, an orphan who immigrated from England, was involved in the youth ministry of the St. Barnabas Episcopal Church in the West End community of Cincinnati.
What Cap Hall and the St. Barnabas Church tried to do was finding programming that met the needs of the children in the community. And one of those needs was the need for children to have experiences outside the city, have experiences with nature.
More passionate leaders, Brooke Deke Mosley and his wife Betty, joined Cap and his wife Sadie every summer, and together they ran the early Camp Joy. The Halls and the Mosleys set the course for the Joy mission, serving as positive role models for children in difficult situations, and thus was born a place of joy.
I was accepted as maybe a discarded cigarette butt or something. That's about as much attention that I got. So for me to be 11 years old and be like a sponge trying to soak up everything, they took me under their wing. They nurtured my feelings. From 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, I was at camp every Sunday.
Camp Joy started on a farm in rural Kentucky and moved through 5 different locations over 20 years, including a stop at Kroger Hills on Wooster Pike near Terrace Park.
After Cap retired, the Presbyterian Church and the Episcopal Church of Southern Ohio tried to do an experiment by building a joint congregation. And so they did a nationwide search for someone who could do that. And they ran across Morris F. McCracken. He wanted to have an integrated church service. And within a very short period of time after his arrival in August of 1945, the West Cincinnati St. Barnabas Church was having a racially integrated worship service.
By following Maurice Mac McCracken's ideas on equality, Camp Joy became one of the first integrated camps in the region by the mid-1940s.
It was very integrated because the kids couldn't go anyplace else, They wouldn't be invited anyplace else.
Well, we had different programs here with youngsters, teenagers, and everything, and he was always there.
There's a sense of being. It extended beyond Camp Joy to the church, to his being involved in the civil rights movement, and we, in effect, were involved in the civil rights movement.
Camp Joy was the very first racially integrated camp for urban youth in this part of America. And that was significant because the great amount of social change that was occurring after World War II was driving American society toward becoming a more integrated society. And whenever you have that kind of change, there's a lot of resistance.
Well, I remember we were at Everly, and they wanted to plan something for the school for a visit. And so the teacher asked the children to raise their hands and give comments about where they wanted to go. And one of the white children raised her hand and said, "Let's go to Coney Island." And the teacher says, "Oh, honey, they can't go there, so we're going to have to pick somewhere else." Our parents sent us to Camp Joy because they knew that we were safe. It got us out of the city, but we were safe there. It was okay to be there. We could be together there.
I never wanted to come home. I never wanted to come home.
All the kids in the West End area had a place to go and to learn and to share with kids of other colors, kids of other backgrounds, and it was natural.
That's the funny thing about stuff like this. Social change comes when little things happen that break down the barriers between cultures and races. When people got over the fact here was a mixed camp of black and white children, and those children became friends, that did a world of good in breaking down barriers that were so artificial.
The relationship of going to camp and as it followed you was a state of mind. and it was a good state of mind. So it's difficult for me to try to separate my experiences with Reverend Mack and this church and growing up in the West End. It's difficult to separate it into little bites. For me, it's not. It's all together.
Everybody was welcome. Nobody was not welcome. And anybody who came there who weren't right got right.
In 1959, Camp Joy bought its permanent home in rural Clarksville in Warren County, Ohio, broadening the Joy mission to new heights. Thanks to the support of clients, partners, and the community, Camp Joy has grown to serve and impact children and adults of all ages. The passionate staff and volunteers now reach far beyond the west end of Cincinnati to thousands of children across the nation with socioeconomic challenges, medical issues, and other forms of hardship.
The spirit of Camp Joy and Reverend Mack and the West End and St. Barnabas is ingrained in me. It is natural for me. It is a part of who I am.
Just that intermingling of kids and knowing that somebody come from a different place than you do is still like you.